Hello everybody out there. So for today's video, I actually wanted to talk about everything that is going on in Afghanistan and the Middle East. To be 100% honest, it's going to be a pretty long video. Probably I'm going to try and make it non-emotional. Had a very strong emotional response to everything that we were seeing on the news yesterday and some of the craziness that was ensuing. I would really ask that if you watch this video, that you watch it all the way through. Again, I do understand it'll probably be a little bit longer once I get done. But I do have a lot to say. I have a lot of thoughts and logic that I want to put out there on the current situation. And I really didn't want to do the no cap news segment where I'm really pushing that high energy. I'm not saying that my energy is going to be really low, but I feel like I'm coming at this from a very, very serious perspective. And I don't really come at it from any other way, aside from very serious, very logical, and very, I guess, introspective as far as like what I think and how I feel about it. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of hop into it. Obviously, we already all saw that Mr. President Biden pulled our troops out, and we're not going to have a presence in the Middle East and in Afghanistan anymore. And within 24 hours, craziness ensued, and the Taliban basically took over the city, and the president fled and left the capital. And some would say, and I would actually agree, that the man left and feared for his life. And I feel like if he would have stayed, he probably would have died. And it probably would have been broadcasted when they executed him, because obviously he's not going to support all the craziness that is going to come as of now. So the reason why I really want to do this video is I feel like people really need to understand what's actually happening and need to get past their bullshit points of view. I also apologize at this point in time. I'm probably going to curse a lot in this video because it's going to be very, very raw and very much how I feel and very much what's logical. And so you're going to get some sadness and some anger and everything in between. So just be aware of that. So trigger warning for that portion of it. So my thought process on the whole situation, I'm going to start back in 2001 during 9/11. Is we have the terrorist attacks that happen and all of that craziness that ensues. And regardless of what our reasons were for going over to the Middle East, whether it was because we really believed there were weapons of mass destruction, or we wanted to go over there for oil or opium, or God knows what it was, whether it was to liberate people, I don't know. It doesn't really fucking matter, because at the end of the day, we chose to go over there. We made a choice. And in my humble opinion, not to be a crazy conspiracy theorist, I'm not going to go way too deep down the rabbit hole, but I don't really truthfully believe that we were going over there just for shits and giggles looking for weapons of mass destruction, which obviously we found none. And regardless of what the reason was, once we got over there, our narrative started to shift to freeing people from tyranny and from a dictatorship and from being murdered and persecuted. And that is what we changed it to. And so we went over there, been over there for 20 years, overthrew some shitty people in government, overthrew and killed some other people that were terrorists, and kind of like had that shit on lockdown. And that's pretty much what it's been like. It's been, took some time, but we got pretty much everything in hand, had everything on lockdown, and we're kind of making sure that shit was running the way it needed to be running. And liberated a lot of people, some who obviously didn't want to be liberated, and some who did because they didn't want to live under Sharia law or live in a crazy country where crazy shit was going on. I am going to do a secondary video on why I don't agree with Sharia law and why I don't agree with a lot of that stuff. So if you're watching this video, I would say after you finish it, again, please watch all the way through. I would ask you, normally I don't say watch this video or watch that video, but please watch it. It will be uploaded around the same time. It will go into the reasons of why I don't believe in Sharia law, why I think it's absolute fucking bullshit, and the reason why I don't want to do that in this video is it'll make it take an additional 10 or 15 minutes, and it's already going to be a long video to begin with. But as you saw, a lot of people the other day were at the airport and they were trying to get on the planes, and people were jumping on the planes, and there was videos of people falling off and dying. And that can be for two different reasons. And that's the reason why I bring up Sharia laws. There are people that maybe don't want to live in a government or a country that is ruled by a religious system and a religious set of rules they don't agree with, which is completely justified considering that no government should be ruled by religion, and no government furthermore should be ruled by a religion that has so many laws and rules that are so abhorrently bad and evil, in my opinion. And maybe it's not just for that reason. A lot of people probably don't want to be there because of the fact that for 20 years or some amount of time, things weren't as bad as they were before, and there wasn't as much craziness and lawlessness and a lot of negativity that was going on in the Middle East and Afghanistan specifically before we were there. So the fact that there are people that are willing to die because it's better than staying there should tell you everything that you need to know, and there shouldn't be more of a conversation. But there is. There's a conversation about, well, we should have already pulled our troops out. Well, we couldn't have known that the Taliban was going to take over. Well, it's been 20 years, it's been long enough. And anyone who says any of that is either completely fucking ignorant or is a piece of fucking shit. And unfortunately, I've seen a lot of those posts. I've seen a lot of that on the fucking news. I've seen Mr. President Biden say he had no idea, and his government officials and blah, 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 blah. There was no reports or way to know that this was going to happen, and it's not even for sure that it's going to happen. Well, motherfucker, guess what? It already happened. So congratulations for either being the most ill-informed fucking president on the planet ever, or for being a piece of shit and just trying to straight up lie because you don't have the fucking balls to own up to it. Now, here's where this kind of like goes forward, and why like this bothers me so much is for so many fucking reasons, and why this video is gonna be so fucking long. And I'm gonna start with a very basic one, and it's a little bit more selfish for American people. The reason why it's selfish is when 9/11 happened, there were people that I knew not in high school, sorry. When I was, I guess I was a little bit younger than that, but there were people that I knew who in high school still, 6-7 years later, who were sitting there saying like, I want to go serve my country because of what happened. Or my brother or my sister or my mom or my dad went and either enlisted or were in the National Guard and went and fought and died, or went and fought and survived, whichever way, because they wanted to protect our freedom, because they wanted to protect our country, because they felt like it was their duty to go over there and liberate people and overthrow a shitty government. And a lot of those people that went over there fucking died. And I have friends and family who lost brothers and sisters over there in the Middle East fighting tyranny, fighting terrorism, fighting evil fucking shit, that died and gave their fucking lives. They gave their lives for their country. They gave their lives to free people. At least that's what they believed in their mind. Free people of tyranny and a tyrannical government and a shitty fucking system, and to give them some fucking semblance of the freedom that we have here. And the fact that people did that, that's what we were doing when we were over there. That was the reason why we were there. And now we pull out, and 24, 48 hours, 72 hours, it's fucking gone. I don't want to say those people died for nothing, but they died for that reason. And to fucking just throw that away, to be like, fuck it, it's time. That's fucking complete and absolute fucking bullshit. Because I guarantee you, if you had told most of those people, like, hey, we're gonna fucking leave it to fucking ruin in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, a lot of them probably would have told you to fuck off and wouldn't have gone. Because that's not what we should have been doing. That's not what we should have just done. But we did it. That's the selfish reason. Now, we go from that to the reason of being humanitarian people and really fucking digging into this more. And I'm going to go back in time to compare to right now. And for anyone, before you fucking even listen to my example, if your initial thought is that my correlation is wrong, or you have some fucking words to say, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to plead to you, please don't, because if you do, you're going to look like a fucking idiot. Because this correlation is so fucking on point, and it's so resemblant of what's fucking wrong with our government right now that it's fucking ridiculous. So, a while ago, North Korea, South Korea, we went to war. We went to war against the communists who were, fucking shit up. I don't know everything about North and South Korea. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything about the Korean War. But we went there and fought a war. And we liberated South Korea from North Korea. And in the process, we have a DMZ zone there. And we still have military U.S. troops there. Now, we liberated them from communism. And now it's a free capitalistic country. Now, the question is, why didn't we leave South Korea? Why is there a DMZ? Why are there still U.S. troops there? Why? We don't need to be there, right? That's fucking 30, 40 years ago, right? So why are we there? Why? And the question is because we still have some sort of vested interest. We still have some sort of vested interest to be there. Because if we didn't have some sort of interest in being there and ensuring that South Korea was still a place for us to have troops or bases or fucking God knows what else, we wouldn't be there. The other reason that we're still there is because if we did fucking leave, and there are reports about this, there are like projections, if we left, how quickly North Korea would take over South Korea and how quickly South Korea would fall. And we know that. We know that in a more modern portion of the world that would still fucking happen. But yet, we didn't stop to think, hey, we went into the Middle East, we overthrew a dictatorship, we fought against terrorists, the Taliban, whatever fucking shitty entities that were there. We beat that shit down into the fucking ground. And then we wait 20 years and we're like, hey, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. And again, I don't care what Biden says. I don't care what any political pundit says. And if you believe these people, you're the fucking part of the problem. You're one of the biggest parts of the problem. They're the biggest by the ones fucking repeating this bullshit. They knew what was going to happen. And they knew that the Taliban, that these terrorist groups, that these shitty people were going to retake everything over. But we didn't fucking care. They didn't fucking care. And the question you have to ask yourself, the logical question is why? Why do we not care? Because we don't have a vested interest in being there anymore. It has nothing to do at this point in time about protecting people or making sure people are free. If that was really the reason, if we really went, and this is like a kind of like a little random spin, but if we really went to the Middle East, if that was the real reason we stayed there for as long as we did was to overthrow it and keep them free and be a good fucking, be a good country and help out people across the world, we'd still be there. We'd also have been in Africa during all the crazy shit that was going on in Africa. Not with apartheid necessarily, but the rest of the country. I can't remember the fucking guy's name, but the dictator who was killing people and killing off tribes of people throughout Africa, who was just murdering, raping, all that other crazy shit. We didn't do shit about that. We didn't care because they didn't have anything we fucking wanted. There was no vested interest for us to be in Africa. So, we're no longer there because there's nothing for us to gain. Now, the question you really have to ask yourself down the logical train is, why did it happen now? Why? What are the reasons? Now, reason number one is Joe Biden thought, or the U.S. government thought, whatever, that, you know what? We're spending a lot of money. We don't want to be involved in this conflict anymore. We don't want to be over here anymore. And so we're going to fucking leave. And you can say, and he can say, well, we went to war because of Bush, and, it's been fucking 3 presidents since, and I'm done with this shit. We're done with this shit. Guess what, motherfucker? Doesn't work that way. Your bitch ass ran for the office. You ran to be president. You made that choice. So when you walked in, fucking filled those shoes, fucking put your hand on the motherfucking Bible, guess what? And also putting motherfucking Bible in a sentence is probably not good, but you put your hand on the Bible. You made that oath. You made a choice knowing what the fuck was going on in the world. So whether it's Biden or whoever the fuck else, everyone knew what we had been doing. He knew what we were doing. And If you are a decent fucking human being, then you have to understand these people have not been living with this bullshit for 20 fucking years. They've been protected by us, by the government, by the military, whatever. And now you're going to leave? So if that is your reason, because it costs too much, because we don't want to spend the money, because it's been too long, it's been 20 years, I fucking hate that shit. If that's the reason why, or if you believe that's a justified reason to pull out after fucking going in there, overthrowing shit, and knowing that if you leave, these people are going to get fucked, if that's your real reason, then fuck you. Because you're a piece of fucking shit. You're at the bottom of the fucking totem pole, motherfucker. Dead ass, no cap, that's real talk. So you can go fuck yourself if that's the reason, or if you think that's the reason, or if that's your just a fucking vacation. Dead ass, that's it. Now on the other side, the other reason why all of a sudden that we're like, now's the day, is there's something else going on. Now, I can only infer so much because I don't fucking know. Because I'm not a part of the US government. Because I don't fucking have all the information. Most people, and I'm going to say that's 99%, don't really fucking know. And we may never know. Now, is it possible that we're getting something out of it? Is it possible that there was an agreement reached? Is it possible that whatever we went there for that was really the real reason in the first place is now secured? It's good. We have an agreement. There's some sort of deal, some sort of understanding. Yeah. That would make a lot of fucking logical sense. That it's like, okay, we're at the point in time where we have what we want. There's an agreement in place, some sort of understanding, and we agreed that you're going to give us what we want or you're going to do what we want and we'll pull all our troops out and you guys can fucking go fucking crazy. That's what makes the most fucking logical sense. That would make the sense why Mr. fucking Biden, Mr. President Biden, is going to sit there and say, oh, we have no idea this is going to happen, because you have to deny it. Because he is aware. Because everyone's fucking aware. And for you to sit there and be like, and like this is again like a little bit of a retrospective story to make sense why now, like you have to fucking be logical. It's the whole saying, if you forget the past, we're doomed to repeat it. So in the Persian Gulf War, we went to war over there. And we left a bunch of shit. Guns, ammunition, vehicles, shit like that. And then we went back for the Iraq War after 9/11. Guess what happened? We were fighting terrorists, Taliban people, other groups who were using the same shit that we left there before. And that's part of the reason why we had such a fucking hard time. Excuse me. And that's why they ran shit over when we weren't there anymore. And then now, you see it on the news again, we left a bunch of shit there again. This time we left more shit. Helicopters, drones, God knows what else. So if it happened before, and they took our shit, and took shit over, and fucked shit up, we went over there, fucked their shit up, and now we left shit there again, more shit, better shit. I wonder what's gonna happen. I wonder if they're gonna do the same. Oh yeah, you mean exactly what just fucking happened? Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, we're in a weird situation where we have people that are defending actions taken by Biden, the US government, saying that it's time, saying that this is what needed to happen. And if that's really what you believe, then you should be sitting there and saying, why the fuck are we why are we in South Korea? Why? Pull our troops out of there. See what happens. See what happens when we pull our troops out of South Korea. If you're not someone who's saying that, if you didn't say that in the past, then again, fuck you. You're an idiot. You have no fucking say in this conversation because you're not holding logically true on literally parallel situations. Regardless of what you think, regardless of what you spit back at me, regardless of the way you spin it, there's no way that you can out-logic that. I'm sorry, it's just the way that it fucking is. At the end of the day, we are now in a situation that's fucked. We are now in a situation that is fucked because we have left people to die. We have left people to be stuck under a shitty system. Again, you watch the president flee. Why the fuck did he flee? Why? Because he knew it was coming. He knew he was probably going to fucking die. Again, I can't blame him for doing it, but he knew. He knew as soon as it happened, he was fucking gone, he was out. Peace out, Girl Scout. So we're in a shitty spot. And he said, it makes me very, very fucking sad. It makes me very, very upset. It makes me very, very emotional. Because we have left people, regardless again of whatever the fucking reason is why you want to say we went over there. Regardless of the reason. We went over there, we fucked shit up, and we liberated people. And we knew that we couldn't leave for a hot minute because if we did, shit was going to get fucked up again. We knew people were going to get murdered, raped, fucking beaten the fuck down. And then what do? We leave. We leave. And again, you look at the people that were hanging onto the fucking side of a plane, bro. They were hanging onto the side of the plane. They know that there's a 1 in a fucking bajillion chance they're going to make it to wherever the fuck that plane's going, but they would rather fucking try or die than be there. Regardless of if it's because of Sharia law or the Taliban or whatever their reasoning is, they would rather fucking try and die than sit there and wait to die, get beaten down, starve to death, whatever. You really need to understand that's how fucked up shit they knew it was going to get. But we didn't fucking care. At the end of the day, again, I don't like doing these videos where there's no solution. But you really have to ask yourself, what is the solution? There is no solution. These people now have to live with it. And I hate to be, and like it's so crazy to me because like 10 years ago, I probably would have agreed. I'd been like, you know what? It's time for us to fucking go. But we've been there for so long, and we made the fucking choice to go there and fuck shit up. And unfortunately, if you're going to start some shit, you got to stick with it and run through whether you fucking like it or not, or don't fucking start it. And that's exactly what happened in Korea. Is we went over there, fucked shit up, and then we're fucking still there. Because we know what's going to happen if we're not. We know what's going to happen to those people if we're not there. And that's exactly what we didn't give a shit about in the Middle East, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, right now. And again, the reason why is because there's nothing there for us anymore. There's no reason for us to be there. There's no reason for us to be in Korea. But we're there because we know what's going to happen. Or because there's some sort of political, militaristic, that's not a word, some military advantage, some political advantage of us still being in South Korea and still maintaining a presence there. Obviously, that's not what's going on in the Middle East. Obviously, there's something on the back end that we don't know about. And if you don't think there is, you're wrong. You're wrong. And even if you don't think there is, even if you don't believe what I'm saying, even if you think there's nothing else to come, there's no shady deals, there's no weird shit going on, you need to ask yourself, are the lives of tens of thousands of U.S. soldiers being honored by us fucking leaving for what they fought for? Are the lives of tens and hundreds of thousands of Afghani people being honored that are still alive? Some of those people that are there, their families, their brothers, their sisters, their mothers, fathers, died fighting alongside our U.S. troops to protect their own fucking freedom, to get their own freedom. Are they being honored? Are the people that are still alive being honored or respected? No. At the end of the day, that's pretty much the video that I got. I'm sure that I have more that I want to say, but I have so much emotion that I really can't do it. I would ask that if you watch this video, that if you feel like what I'm saying makes any type of sense, for the love of fucking God, for the love of God, please share this video. Because the fact that we can have people that are sitting back and saying it was time. We couldn't have known. It is what it is. We shouldn't have been there in the first place. They're all fucking pieces of shit. And if they're not pieces of shit, then they're just looking at it the wrong way. There's really no other way about it. It is wrong. It is immoral. It is irresponsible of us to have done what we've done, been there for as long as we've been there, and then pull out and pretend like we had no idea it was going to happen. At the end of the day, as shitty as it is to say, if you continue to support the actions that have been taken by the U.S. government, by President Joe Biden, or by anyone else who supports the talking heads on the news that supports us doing this, you're kind of a piece of shit. Or you're looking at it the wrong way. Hopefully if you watch this video, I can make you think about it a little bit different, make you a little bit more compassionate. At the end of the day, all these videos, doing this channel, all this shit is about love. It is about trying to bring perspective. It is about trying to improve the world. And we don't improve the world by doing what we just did, by abandoning people to get fucked. Straight up, straight down. So again, if this video is helpful, if you think someone else needs to watch it, if more people need to see it, get a better viewpoint of what the fuck's going on, please share it. So what I got, guys. Stay healthy, stay safe. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye.